All right.
When I take my computer and stuff to work, so I can work on our podcast, I have 2 hard drives that I bring with me. And then in there are 2 small memory cards. One of them goes in this machine. And that's what, when you record, it saves on it.
Okay.
On the small disk. Well, apparently when I put my stuff back in my squad, or my personal car, from my squad the other night, I left that case with that hard drive and micro disc at work in my duty bag. So, I'm not going to have any audio backup except for whatever we do on Squadcast.
Okay. Well, good thing I'm already recording in GarageBand.
Does GarageBand record both of us?
No, it will only record me unless I click the button that creates an echo for you.
Right. All right. So, whatever. I'm going to turn my phone on.
So, if you can deal with an echo, I can...
No, because that echo actually goes on the track, I think. So, that's fine. We'll just hope that for once or twice, Squadcast doesn't screw us up. Let me just make sure this is... You can hear this stuff? Okay. Hear that?
God. Yeah, I heard that.
No, I can't hear myself. Can I hear? There we go. All right. Now you talk.
I'm talking. I am saying words. These words are meaningful.
Talk again.
Mike did something to where he can't hear me.
I got you now. All right, so we got an hour. So pre-show and whole show, 1 hour.
We can push it to like maybe, if we can do the main show in an hour, I'll be really happy.
All right, well, we can get done sooner than that. We don't need a pre-show necessarily. I'm going to bring up the website for the Officer Down Memorial page. I don't know. I haven't heard if anybody has passed this week.
There's a few.
Okay.
There's, I think, 3, and then there's multiple canines.
Oh, really?
Canine Jedi and Benny.
Jedi Knight.
Yeah, Seattle PD. And then Heflin Police Department in Alabama.
Bummer.
Benji died. Yep. Benji got hit by a car. And,
Benji?
Yep. And then Jedi was stabbed to death.
Oh, boy. Is there a story that goes with that? Yeah, there is, if you're going to read that.
Well, yeah, I'll read his little synopsis thing real quick.
All right.
When we get to it. But
okay.
I don't have a ton of work stories because I had to bang out sick on Friday.
Oh. What'd your trainee do then? Does he go to another FTO?
He banged out sick too. Little punk bitch.
Oh, I wonder if you guys gave each other the clap or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure I gave it to him.
Yeah.
Because I was feeling pretty shitty. But I just chalked it up to a head cold.
Yeah, I mean...
And then I just randomly saw all of the symptoms for it. I'm like, oh shit, I have all of that. Because the only thing that was weird about my head cold was the backache. And then I saw backache. I'm like, oh fuck.
A backache and a head cold, that's not normal.
That's essentially what it is. So I'm on the mend. I'm still a little stuffed up, but... Okay,
well, Morgan, man, she's not doing well at all. She's been sick, all week. She took 2 home tests last week. I don't even know what day it is right now. It's Sunday, so maybe Tuesday or so. She took 2 home tests. They both came up negative. She still felt like shit. Her and her mom drove to do a test, a different test, and it came up negative. She still felt like shit, so then she went to go at the actual 3-letter test. I don't know if it's not PCB or I forget what it's called, but it's the actual real good test, and then that one's like, oh yeah, you got COVID. So she locked herself in her bedroom, and just today, I think, went to her boyfriend's house. I'm like, why is she even going to Tyler's? But
because if she's a woman, if she's got to suffer, her man has to suffer too.
That's I guess. But I don't want her to start passing all that shit around. But whatever,
point, dude.
So yeah, she's not feeling well, and she's vaccinated as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I understand, this variant breaks through the natural immunity, and the vaccination, but
Kind of lessens it.
yeah, but that's the thing with the viruses, though, or any virus. Anytime it mutates, it becomes less lethal. So we're on whichever freaking variant. Like, I think one person worldwide has died from this thing, and they were
From
like
the Omicron?
and they were like near death anyways. So
Okay.
that's like people say, "Oh, are you gonna get a test? Are you gonna get tested?" I'm like, what the fuck good does that do?
Well, I did ask you that in the pre-show, but it's just so you can avoid other people, I guess. I don't know.
I already avoid other people. I don't like people.
But I'm talking about people in your
I
own
go
home.
to great lengths to avoid people.
All right.
That's I treat it
I
like
s-
any other illness. If I'm sick, I
Right.
don't go out. I don't go to work.
I don't want to go to work, and
Yeah.
I'm not sick.
Yeah, I took a day off. Now I'll go back to work on Tuesday because I feel better.
I didn't even get to tell you that we have a new sergeant.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a new sergeant.
So we'll talk about that.
Cool.
Um,
We have two
Yeah.
guys that we had a come to Jesus talk with of like, you guys need to fucking step it up or you're gonna get fired.
one of them is your recruit.
Yes.
Okay, because you and I were talking about that last week.
Yeah. So
All right, good. So
on the side of the road, me and another FTO were talking to our guys about like, you guys, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But you guys are performing poorly, like rotation 1.
yeah, it's
and you're
not
supposed to be a week away from going into plain clothes.
right. So good, we can talk about that too. My deputy chief called me. Interesting conversation. I'll talk to you about that.
Did he start thinking again?
That I don't know, because when you hear what he wanted, you need to ask that question to yourself.
Every time he starts thinking, you get more work.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to talk about in the woodworking portion. I dropped off that big ass flag, so I want to give all those guys a shout out.
I saw the pictures.
So yeah, and we made I'll tell you about it later. So that's it, man. I don't have a lot for the pre-show. We are wearing our team regalia because your team won today. I was pulling for your team for some reason, although I hate the Niners. It's my twin sister's favorite team. And
The
then
twin is obviously the good twin, and you're the evil twin.
probably I was pulling for them just so the Cowboys would get a better seeding if the Rams lost. Now listen, I hate the Niners, but I don't do that every time I think about them.
Well, I'm also a child, so deal with it.
Okay. So I'm not even going to say my team's name anymore because people that are watching can see it. All-time leading rusher in the NFL right here. And anyways, I text my sister. I'm like,
Gained his last rushing yards with a whole nother team.
doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
He was already the all-time leading rusher at the time.
People don't forget.
He made the record as a Cowboy. Just added to it.
Set the record as a Cardinal.
Okay. Anyways, I texted my sister. I'm like, hey, I'm watching your team and I'm pulling for your team, which feels weird. And she's in her new apartment, and apparently she doesn't have cable. So she's
You don't
like,
need cable to watch network TV.
she goes, oh, the Niners are on? I'm like, yeah. I said, just turn on Fox. Out here, it's channel 32. So put on Fox. It's a free air over the air. She doesn't have a digital antenna. So
Well,
I might have to buy her one, for our birthday,
download-
which is next month.
She could download I think it's the Fox Now app, and you can watch it there.
Oh, or I think it might have been streaming on Yahoo as well.
You could probably watch it on Yahoo too.
Yeah. So anyways, YouTube people, I got to think about when I'm watching a 49ers game. So anyways, the 49ers won, and now they're tasked with going
Absolute
down to
thrilling
Big D to play the Cowboys, who have rolled up over 50 points on two teams in the last couple weeks.
Against the Eagles' second team.
Listen,
and the Saints'
dude,
third team.
you still have to make the passes. Now, I didn't
That's
watch
true.
the game.
That's
Here-
true.
this-
Scoring
now here's
50
something.
points is not easy no matter who
No.
your opponent is.
Right.
In fact, I think I said to Annie, like after the Eagles game, I was like, I really hate to say this, but they got a shot.
You know,
They got a pretty good shot.
what's weird? I didn't even know that they played last night, right? I was watching
Oh,
Yellowstone.
some fan you are.
See, I record all the games, so I thought Sunday.
Lazy.
I didn't know there was any Saturday games for any. Were there any other Saturday games?
Yeah, there was.
Who
there
else
was
played?
Cowboys, Eagles, and then there were Chiefs Broncos.
All right, so I'm flipping through my DVR this morning after I finished in the shop, and I want to watch a show before I go to sleep. And I'm like, fucking Cowboys won. What the fuck? They play tomorrow, I'm thinking, on Sunday. Well, I have it on DVR, and when we're done with the show, I haven't watched it. I know the score, but I'm going to watch it down here while I'm finishing up in the shop. So I'll watch that. And I heard Dak went off. So
it's a close first half.
Okay.
And then the Eagles forgot how to punt and gave the Cowboys a little bit of momentum going into halftime. And then we went and watched one of the baking shows on Netflix with the kids, and then I turned it back on. I was like, holy shit.
Okay. Well, I was watching Yellowstone instead. Go figure. We started watching season 3 now. We're into season 3. I'm trying to get my wife caught up. So then I will subscribe to Paramount Channel, watch it, and then unsubscribe to the channel.
Yeah. And then use your free, wait until all of the 1883 episodes are out, and then do your 7-day free trial of Paramount Plus.
Right, and just binge
watch those, and then be done.
Yeah, so that'll be it. Did you watch 1883 yet?
We have a new episode tonight to watch. So when we're done here, I'm going to go into the bedroom. We're going to veg out and watch that. We actually last night watched that Netflix movie Don't Look Up with Leonardo.
And my son watched it last week. He said it's pretty good.
Funny. It's pretty good. It really kind of makes you sad because you can see the parallels.
Oh, okay.
Between the movie and reality, and scientists being censored for disagreeing with other scientists.
Yeah, it's on my list, so I'll definitely watch it.
It's pretty good. If you got 2 hours to dedicate to it, it's a good movie.
I spent 2 hours, more than 2 hours after I watched Shark Tank, because I really didn't spend much time in the shop last night. I was down here for maybe 4 or 5 hours. I didn't spend
any time in the shop this week.
I got the flag glued up. I made this killer sign for him. What this was, back there is the union I used. You can see the words.
Yeah.
The words came out like shit on this attempt, so I just cut them off. And then I took some 30-year-old pine I have laying around that my father-in-law gave me. And I made this. Yeah, it's antique pine. So I'll polyurethane this and put a sawtooth hanger on the back, and then it'll say, thanks for buying the 100th flag from Marrazzo Woodworking. A little bit of a surprise for him. I was going to add lights too, but I'm not that much of a surprise.
Yeah. It's I like them, but I don't like them that much.
I don't like them. Yeah, so I told him 4 to 6 weeks for the flag, and it's done. So I actually have...
I got a Betsy flag I got to do.
I want to do one of those. I want to do one of the We the People flags. I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to do and stop just doing people's orders. I just want to do fun stuff for a while. So
fun stuff.
Yeah, I want to, but I have. We'll talk about it. I've got some stuff that is pressing, so we'll get on that too. So if you want to, we can head on over to the. This was a short pre-show on YouTube. It will be on YouTube this time.
It's the pre-show COVID edition.
COVID edition. All right. Omicron.
It's the Omicron version.
Omicron pre-show. Oh, let me slide him over a little bit. There we go. All right. So I will say goodbye. Everyone, thank you for watching on YouTube. Do the thing that Brandon always says. Click the button.
Click button, subscribe.
Ring the bell, subscribe. Tell your friends.
If you want to be known, if you want it to tell you when we put stuff up, which
you'll be notified.
We're unpredictable.
Just like the weather, baby.
Yeah. It'll get up.
It'll get up. Eventually. All right. Thanks a lot, man.
That's what she said.
Whoa! Oh! Out. All right. Short pre-show.
Yeah.
I gotta send you a patch. I don't know if I have any extras from. We have new patches that we don't actually wear yet because our patch says 100 years. That's when we had our centennial.
Okay.
And they've taken that off the new patch. So I'm gonna try and get my hands on some, and then
I need to get a Hollister PD one since I live here. I think they're doing their 150th year.
Oh, that'd be cool. Did you give Brian, Luke, a hat or shirt or something?
I gave him a T-shirt.
Got any more of those laying around?
Maybe next time I go to the uniform shop.
To the T-shirt place, the pants store called.
Yeah.
They want your pants back.
Oh yeah, well the jerk store called.
They're all out of you. That doesn't make any sense, George. Yeah, I'd like a T-shirt of yours.
Yeah, I'll see if I can.
We don't do
if I-
them
if I
because,
can
you
track
know.
one. It's not one that we officially do. I think the uniform place just kind of does it.
It's cool.
But when I got my offer letter, I went out and I bought like ones for the kids, for Annie.
That's cool.
For the baby, and then
Aw.
that
Kim's
was
been
kinda how
making...
I told them I came home and like threw shirts at them. They're like,
Oh,
"What?"
that's awesome. How many departments did you test for, just out of curiosity?
Jesus.
I always like
Okay,
these
so-
stories.
So I have applied at one point in time to Visalia, Fresno, Bakersfield, Fresno SO, Madera SO, Merced SO, Atwater, Davis, Sac Sheriff, Stockton, Monterey Marina, Monterey SO, San Joaquin County Sheriff, Monterey, and San Jose.
17-ish.
17 ish.
It's funny. When I used to bowl...
Oh, and
with-
Chowchilla, 18.
18. I used to bowl with the guys from my department, like, in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, because I worked there part-time. So I had a bunch of friends that, worked there full-time. And then we had a bowling team for 15 years. And then this is when I was working at the power company. I had a great job, in a great company, but I always wanted to be a cop. So they said, hey, we're testing. And I'm like, oh, I'm 33. They're like, this is the last chance, dude, if you want to get on. I'm like, yeah, man, I do. So I tested for them. I think I finished 6th on the list. We had over 250 applicants. So I did the whole process, finished 6th. I took an application to a city called Wheaton, but I never turned it in. And that's the extent of my filling out applications to be a police officer. I got hired by Schiller Park. I'm like, wow, all these other people. When I went to the academy, we had some kid in our class who wasn't the brightest bulb in the drawer, and he had applied for 30 departments, and he finally got hired by somebody. So he was like the butt of everyone's joke because he, applied for everybody. But that's how you get on this job.
Against the wall.
It just happened that
see what sticks.
Right. I just got lucky at the time when they were hiring multiple people from the list, and of course I scored well, but I got lucky where I didn't have to do that. But the second time around, coming back into law enforcement, that's when I applied to a ton of police departments and chief's jobs out of state. So, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, my mine was a lot of road trips, a lot of Motel 6s.
Tom Bodette, did he leave the light on for you?
He did.
Nice. All right.
And I had a lot of stress.
Yeah, well, when I was without a job, after I left Sycamore, after Sycamore left me, I guess I should say, and I didn't have a job, that was a lot of stress.
From the 6 months after I graduated the academy till Monterey PD hired me, we got down to the point where we were going to have to decide which bill to pay.
So, here you can't go to academy unless you're hired by a department.
Really?
So you make it sound like the movie Police Academy. You just go to the police academy and then you get certified.
You put yourself through it.
That's amazing for one.
It costs about $10,000.
$10,000. That's more than it costs here to go to an academy. Well, our departments pay.
Well, when you figure the ammo, the cost of equipment, uniforms, tuition.
Right. Yeah. Right. Travel, gas, all that stuff. Yeah.
Not even travel and gas, but just equipment, tuition, all that stuff. It works out to about $10,000.
So is it like a student loan?
So I qualified for, it's all run through the community colleges here.
Okay.
So I qualified for, it's called a BOG fee waiver, so Board of Governors fee waiver. So they basically waived my tuition because I was broke as shit. And then all I had to do was pay for equipment.
Wow. Good for you, man.
And I bought my gun before before I left North Dakota. So
Okay.
I already had that, and then it was just a matter of, getting the cheapest version of everything.
Yeah.
So
All right. So I
Made
never
it
knew
work.
that they still do that out there. Just go to the academy and hope you get. Then you start applying and you're already state certified. So they don't. They just bring you right in and go
yeah,
into
so
an
like
FTO
when
program.
I got hired in Monterey, I just went straight to the FTO program,
Yeah, that's awesome.
which wasn't great because I was 6 months removed. So I was 6 months of
Yeah, of not practicing
not
anything that you
applying
learned.
anything. So
Right.
of driving for Uber. So I knew how to drive. I knew how to drive real good,
Yeah.
but everything else was a bit of a struggle.
I bet. All right. Look where you are now, FTO and all.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's worth
I
it.
always want to send like middle fingers to every department that passed.
Yeah. Go ahead. They're watching.
Yeah. How do you like
This
me
is-
now?
This is for you. Name police department here.
Insert 18 other
Insert agencies here. I'll just put a scroll at the bottom and just list all those agencies going across the screen, and you can say F you to these agencies. All right. Ready in 5.